Hi, I'm Kraig Casebier, and you're watching Offstage with Kraig. Back home in the States, we love this kind of music, and this song will bring them to their knees. So let's check it out.
So come and weigh me down, 'cause when I'm chained down, I keep wondering if I'm out of reach for you. But through indecision, what can I do? It's not my fault, you know what you should do. Your inaction keeps us out of tune. Well, I don't know, no, I don't know what you see. But you're so wrong if you think I'll beg you, please, no. So come and weigh me down, 'cause when I'm chained I want to make a sound. I wanna be higher, you know that I can be. I'm reaching higher when I'm on my knees. Do you ever wonder what you're doing wrong? I feel we just might be thinking the same thing. I talked and now it's your turn to walk out on me. Or maybe this time, tell me how you feel. Well, I don't know, no, I don't know what you see. But you're so wrong if you think I'll beg you, please. So come and weigh me down, 'cause when I'm chained I want to make a sound. I wanna be, I wanna be, I wanna be. You don't like to see me standing tall, but I've been sick and tired too long, so I fall down one last time for you. But I'ma warn you, I'm reaching higher when I'm on my knees. I wanna be higher. I'm reaching higher when I'm on my knees.
Jara,
Hey,
pleasure to meet you, sir.
nice to meet you too.
Great song.
Thanks. Glad you liked it.
Yeah, I did, definitely. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
So, this is my debut song. It's the first single I've ever released.
Yeah.
And it's really, the theme is about growing up and finding your boundaries, all sorts of those things. I don't have anything else to say about
Well,
it now.
did you write it or co-write it?
Yeah. It's completely my song. I wrote the melody, the lyrics, and the harmony too. But my producer Boris Karloff has been great help with everything. He did all the arrangements, and he also co-wrote the harmony too.
Okay. So, what got you interested in Eurovision? Because I heard you were a little reluctant maybe to get into it at first.
Right. So yeah, that's quite funny. I didn't really know a lot about Eurovision, and really who kind of pushed me into it was my producer. So we didn't have the song recorded yet. Mm-hmm. And we needed to make a quick demo just to have something to send to the the committee, or yeah, and I wasn't pleased with my performance on the demo at all. I thought it was terrible and the singing was really bad. I wasn't prepared at all. But like, we decided to send it anyway. And I'm really glad that I did. And like I sent the demo and I completely forgot about it. And in about 2 weeks or so, I got a call in the middle of a lecture. I got a call from my producer, so I excused myself to go to the toilet. I picked up his phone, and he was like, "Yo, Jara, I just had a dream that you were chosen for the Eurovision Song Contest, and you were chosen into the Eurovision Song Contest." I was like, "What?"
That had to be great. It was hard to concentrate on your class after that.
Yeah. I came in completely shook. And yeah, it was hard to keep a straight face in front of my classmates because like you couldn't tell anyone about it. No one could. So yeah. So
what's your main musical influences?
So when I started writing songs, I have a stepbrother, and he introduced me to the music of Otis Redding. So, you know, the classic Stax Motown era records, and I really enjoy that. So I started listening to a lot of his songs, and then I got familiar with the other singers too, like Sam Cooke and Percy Sledge. And that was, I think, the biggest influence on my writing.
Are you mostly self-taught until you met Boris?
Yeah, so I didn't have any formal musical training. I got introduced to music as a very young child because growing up in the Czech Republic, on the TV there were all sorts of really nice musical animated cartoons and family movies too, especially during Christmas time. And they were really musical, really beautiful, had some of the best songwriters on them. And yeah, so that was my first influence. But then I didn't really do anything for many years until about 15 when we moved to Prague. And I got an assignment on my music classes to write a song. And that was the first song I ever wrote, and I've been writing ever since. Sorry, what was the question again?
Well, that was kind of the spark that got you started, was your assignment for the...
Yeah. But it took me quite long to settle down on any given genre. So about 1.5 years back, I wrote the first song that I would call like a proper song that I wouldn't be ashamed to publish. And about half a year later, so I wrote On My Knees, which is the single that I've performed just now. Yeah, so that's like a brief summary.
Well, it looks like your career's taken off pretty quick from the time you had that assignment.
Yeah, I didn't have any formal singing training either, so that was something that I've been working on the last year or so, 1.5 years.
So your father's Czech, but your mother's from Peru, and you were born in Costa Rica.
Yeah, kind of complicated, but yeah, that's the story.
You get some influence from your mother's culture in your music?
Strangely, not really. No, not at all. Maybe one day, but it's not really a genre that I'm exploring right now. I'm quite content in the boundaries of soul and R&B music.
So soul and R&B, have you been to the US yet?
Only on the airport.
Yeah.
Like passing through the airport in LA, I think. Because I've been to Peru and Costa Rica once, both countries just once. And you have to go through the US to get there. But no, I haven't been to the US.
So would you like to go to check out the roots of the soul and R&B in the U.S., make a music tour?
And see the quiet, nice bars where everybody's just raw and passionate about what you're doing. Yeah, something like that. I would love that.
Okay. So if you go to Eurovision, to the main contest representing the Czech Republic, what are you wanting to get out of Eurovision? What do you think, where do you think it will take you?
Right. So obviously there's a lot of publicity associated with Eurovision Song Contest. So I think it's a great exposure and growing my fan base, I think, is something that I feel like that would happen. And I think that when you put yourself out there and when you're associated with something as big as this is, it's much easier to get into the music industry. Right now, I'm not under any label or anything. It's all independent. But I guess that the major labels have an interest in you after something like that. But I think it's just the beginning, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, like I said again, it's the journey to get there, and for the whole enjoy the whole experience. Yeah. Well, it's also got to be fantastic if you end up representing the Czech Republic,
right? Yeah.
From a patriotic viewpoint and just the love of the country.
I mean, I'm mixed. I have two nationalities, but I feel Czech for the major part. Like, really, personality-wise, I take much more after my father than my mother. So I feel very Czech.
Okay. So what are you going to play for us next?
I'm going to play a song called Midnight Grooving Shoes. I'll just
Midnight Grooving Shoes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, this is my next song called Midnight Grooving Shoes.
So you say it's a small world that we live in. I can hardly disagree. Standing face to face right here, close to you. Ooh. I get a little nervous, 'cause it's been a little while since I've danced with a woman, but it'll be alright. It'll be alright. I know I can be a little cold. You can bring a little warmth into my heart. I won't need the easy way. You know, you can be a little cold too. Let me bring some warmth into your heart. It'll be easy. It'll be alright. Your midnight grooving shoes, my baby, and teach me how to dance. I'm a quick learner, I'll show you once you bring your body close to mine. Put on them shoes and show me your moves, how you make them work, how you make them work. Grooving in the midnight shoes. Once again, bring your midnight grooving shoes, my baby, and teach me how to dance. I'm a quick learner, I'll promise. Bring your body close to mine. once again.
Great song, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so like the Eurovision contest, it's more than just singing. Because especially if you win, it's going to be lots of interviews. You've got to market yourself as an indie. It's going to be very, it can be very difficult. And if you get a big record contract, sometimes there's compromises that have to be made. So what exactly do you see happening? Say if you were to get this, to win this, and then down the road, what do you see happening?
So getting into this as an indie artist is, I think, it gives me a good opportunity to continue being an indie artist, because I don't have to sign into any label or anything like that. I can just keep on producing the music, paying it all myself and putting it out myself. And obviously there's going to be the interest, but I don't think there's going to be much pressure, especially since I'll have a big fan base by the time I've participated in the international finals. That I'm in a good negotiation, like in a good position to negotiate. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah. Well, and being indie, you have more control.
Yeah.
Make sure it's your voice that's being heard and not just what you're being marketed as. But marketing is a big part of it as well. So.
But you can also get your own people on that.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have people behind you supporting you to help you promote yourself?
There's many people. I couldn't be here without all the different people that have backed me since I decided to do this, to pursue this dream. Yeah.
You say you got Boris Karloff behind you. How did this come about?
So that's another story. 2 years ago, I had kind of a student band. It wasn't really good, but once we decided to play busking in Wenceslas Square, and we met a guitarist of one of Czech bands who doesn't actually know Boris personally, but he had good recommendations about him, so he gave me the contact, and we met up with him, but we didn't really have an idea of what our single should be or anything, and the band fell apart. So about a year later, actually I think it was almost exactly a year later, I decided that On My Knees should be my first single. So I called up Boris. He answered. He was in his villa in Croatia, and he answered. And we set another. Actually, we didn't meet. He just started working on it, and we met about a month and a half later to record the instruments.
Yeah, great. So did you do much busking?
No, not at all. I don't really play any instruments. I would love to learn to play piano and guitar properly, but I'm not an instrumentalist, so that wasn't the way for me.
So your family very supportive? Yeah.
My father especially helped really a lot in the material sense, and especially for the music video for On My Knees, he took a huge part in that. And my mum, she's a very international person, so I could call her my PR manager just because of that.
Well, tell me about your music video.
That's the director is another person that I was introduced to by Boris. He's absolutely amazing. I called him, and within the first 5 minutes, we clicked, and I knew that it would be a good collaboration. We wanted to have the music video be a short story. And we decided to make it a story about a boy who's going through divorce. Like his parents are going through a divorce, and he has to witness all that. And we had an entirely different concept, but there were some, hands of fate. I think there were some circumstances that prevented us from creating that version. So we had to improvise in the last 24 hours. We had to make an entirely different screenplay and story. And I think it worked out much, much better than the last one would have.
I think sometimes the improvised stuff does. It just comes together.
Yeah. It was really exciting and interesting for me. And I sure hope to work with him on the next one too.
So it's up on YouTube?
Yeah. I have a YouTube channel that I set up just for that because I didn't have one really before. And anyone can find it there.
Oh, great. So have you got some new material that you're working on?
I have a lot of old material because after that one song, 1.5 years back, I just kept writing, and I think there's some songs that I definitely would like to include on my first album. But otherwise, I keep writing all the time. Yeah, there's definitely going to be more singles and an album in the future.
You keep a notebook with you, or you do it all on iPad or something?
Yeah, I do it on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't really write music, as sheets.
Yeah.
I can work with some software to do it for me, but generally I just record voice notes into the phone just so I can go back to it, and if I forget, I have it all there.
Yeah.
And I write all the lyrics in my notes. I have a special folder just for lyrics, and I write there.
Yeah, great.
It's just paper can be inconvenient.
Yeah. I guess my generation is still paper. Well, I appreciate you coming in, Jara, and performing for me. I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to your next song.
Getting into it. So, this is my last song called Past Mistakes.
These past mistakes, no, they won't let me sleep. These past mistakes keep coming back to me as memories. I'm running from them. Oh, why wouldn't I learn? They keep me entertained with thoughts I don't wanna be thinking, no, anymore. Past mistakes, grabbing onto my windpipe. Past mistakes, I'm gasping, I'm choking. Oh, how I wanna learn. So have your way with me. Yes, you're here now, tapping on my window. It's good you've come at last. Won't you guide me to the light? Guide me to the light. Guide me to the light. Guide me to the light. Oh, my past mistakes.